is set to be sworn in as the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya following the verdict by the Supreme Court to uphold the election victory. As per the 2010 Constitution of Kenya, Ruto will be sworn in Tuesday, September 13th at the Kasarani Stadium. We take a look at the process of assumption of office.
President-elect William Ruto's win was upheld by the Supreme Court. A judgment delivered by the 7-judge bench led by Chief Justice Martha Koome dismissed the petition tabled by Raila Odinga and Martha Karua, putting William Ruto on the path to State House. It is a process that starts almost immediately after the announcement of the presidential results. On Tuesday 9th, Kenyans cast their ballot to elect their president and other leaders. 6 days later came the hour, and so did the man. William Samoei Ruto was the president-elect and would have been sworn in on 30th of August were it not for the Supreme Court petition. Now, after his victory was upheld, the country now counts 7 days to the date he is to be sworn in, the 13th of September. And in the wait, the process of transition is in motion. The process of transition to power is spelled out in the Constitution, with the Transition Committee mandated to ensure that everything goes according to plan. Article 141 of the Assumption of Office of the President stipulates that the President-elect shall be sworn in on the first Tuesday following the 7th day following the date on which the court renders a decision declaring the election to be valid if any petition has been filed under Article 140.
Thank you very much, Brian. Actually, the Assumption of Office Act provides that the President-elect should be sworn in 7 days after they are declared president. So if they are declared on 15th of August, you notice that they ought to have been sworn in that Tuesday before the petition was lodged. So the petition was lodged on Monday, right? But because of the petition process, which took 14 days, then there was need for an additional 7 days. So the 7 days will now start counting from yesterday. And then, of course, it also makes provisions that they ought to be sworn in between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
With an incumbent having a sour relation with the president-elect, what could happen if the incumbent does not attend the ceremony then? We speak to advocate of the High Court, Bruno Situma.
Because part of the inauguration ceremony involves the handover of the instruments of power. So the sword and all that, all those ceremonial instruments of power. So he might not agree with the person who has been elected by Kenyans, but it is vested upon him legally that he ought to attend. Now,
the president-elect, after being sworn in, then takes over.
One of the roles of the Assumption of Office Committee, it's not just a committee that ensures that that the president-elect becomes president, in the sense that he is given the ceremonial power. They have to ensure that the transition period is fully taken care of. The list of assets, the list of liabilities, they have to appraise the president on the current state of affairs in this country. What is happening around this country, and not just Nairobi, every corner of this country.
After the declaration, here is what ensues up until the president-elect is sworn in as the head of state. The outgoing head of state will welcome the next president of Kenya to the stage to make his address. The national anthem will be played as the presidential standard is changed to conform to the new administration. The outgoing president will then leave for State House to officially hand over the House on the Hill to his successor. In the meantime, the newly sworn-in president will then be driven around the stadium in an open Land Rover to greet Kenyans in attendance, after which he will be driven to State House for a final sit-down with the outgoing president. Brian Amuai, Look Up TV, Nairobi.